Jezebel, Part 3 by Dana Elizabeth. Please take a moment, like, and subscribe before we begin. It had been a whole week since Sasha had seen her sister. They communicated briefly through text, but Sasha had not heard Tasha's voice. It was typical behavior, though. She knew what her sister was up to. Every time her and Quincy fought, they would make up and he'd find some way to isolate Tasha from the entire world. This time, he had taken her to the mountains. He owned a cabin there, or at least that's what he told Tasha. She sent Sasha pictures of the snow-covered mountain caps that she took from behind the windows inside the log cabin. Sasha texted her sister and questioned how long she would be gone, but Tasha never replied. Sasha refused to call as she knew it would be to no avail. When Quincy had his hooks in her sister, it was hard to reach her physically and mentally. Sasha had the worst feeling in her gut was telling her that Quincy was a very spiteful person, and Tasha's recent indiscretions would not go unpunished. He isolated Tasha for a reason. Sasha was very nimble-minded, and she knew exactly what to do. Instead of calling and questioning her sister, she took a different approach. She was convinced she knew Tasha's general location from the picture. There was only one mountain range in their area. Sasha and Tasha were twins. They communicated telepathically, and Sasha knew her sister was, in fact, in danger. Sasha took a moment, dropped to her knees, and said a prayer, asking God to guide her and to remove fear from her heart. She prayed for her and Tasha's safety, guidance, and wisdom. Sasha told God she would follow his lead, not knowing what obstacles were on the path ahead of her. Sasha loaded her vehicle and began driving towards the mountains. As she began her car ride, all types of thoughts plagued her mind. The most prevalent thought was knowing that the mountains had little to no reception. Quickly realizing this, she now knew why she had little communication with Tasha. The service was terrible in the mountains. Sasha said to herself, no wonder he chose the log cabin. Overreacting immaturely and calling the police was just not logical. Instead, Sasha booked a room at the local hotel there in the mountain community. Not knowing Tasha's exact location was the least of her worries. She did not want to alert Quincy to her arrival. Sasha made all of her arrangements over the phone as she drove for 2 hours to her destination, being led off of strictly faith and pure intuition. Nobody had to convince her that her sister was in trouble. She heard Quincy's voice with her own ears. While Tasha laughed and joked about the situation, Sasha was not under Quincy's spell. She knew he was dangerous. She knew that he was capable of bad things. He already showed his lack of integrity. He was a cheater. Whether he was married or not, he lived with another woman and continued a whole situation with Tasha. Sasha was not judging Quincy. She just saw his character. She saw Tasha's character too. In fact, for a second, she almost turned the car around. She questioned her motives as she heard Tasha's voice in her head, telling her how nosy she was and reminding her that she did not. All she did was stay in the house like an old maid. Sasha ignored the negative thoughts. She pulled the car to the side of the road, took a deep breath, and said in silence. She was not questioning God. She knew she asked him to lead her, but she just wanted to make sure that her ego was not getting involved. She didn't want to seem as if she thought she was Tasha's parent. Ever since their grandmother passed, they lived alone, and before that, they lost their father. And the two had very little interaction with their mother or her side of the family. Although they were twins, Sasha was the more responsible of the two. As sisters, they were very codependent on each other. There was no serious attachments with other people. From time to time, Tasha would bring men into their energy. All the other men quickly disappeared after Tasha drained them and threw them away like trash. Something about Quincy told Sasha that he was going to win at all cost. It almost seemed as if he was playing a game with her sister. He knew exactly who she was. The town was small and everyone knew of her reputation. Just maybe he thought he would be the exception. Tasha conquered every man she encountered, but Quincy seemed to have a different type of pull on her. What exactly did he want with her? And why was he so seemingly invested? Everyone in town knew his woman and their children, yet he boldly stepped out with Tasha. Too many thoughts raced in Sasha's mind, meaningless thoughts. She pressed the brake, put the car in drive, and hit the gas as the car gained speed on the road leading to the hotel in the mountains. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more short stories.